J1407b is one of the strangest planets ever detected by scientists. Situated 4 light years from Earth, its strange appearance and massive size has kept scientists awake at night. Still observing this mysterious world, astronomers are trying to measure its mass accurately. It is assumed to be around 10 to 40 Jupiter masses. At this size, the J1407b is one hell of a giant planet, probably the biggest planet to ever grace our solar system. But that was not only the interesting bit about this planet. Scientists are grappling with the fact that it possesses giant ring systems, earning it the nickname Super Saturn. It comprises 30 rings, each measured at tens of millions of kilometers in diameter. To roughly put it, the diameter of the total ring system could be as large as 120 million kilometers, 200 times more enormous than the rings of Saturn. If Saturn possesses a ring system this massive, it would be seen in our night sky. This might paint the perfect view for a romantic getaway. Sadly, it won't last long. Over time, the rings will become thinner, with various satellites converging around the planet. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. Join us in today's video as we talk more about NASA's discovery of planets that defies all logic. Let's begin with incredibly strange planets recently discovered by astronomers in the universe. I mean, how much weirdness are we looking at here? Talking about strangeness, let's study one such planet that could host life, yet people avoid it at all costs. That is Gliese 581c. Located about 20 light years or 120 trillion miles, this weird planet houses a thin strip of land that might support life. However, as promising as this planet sounds, the dampening news is that this planet is tidally locked, which means a part of the planet constantly faces its parent star. On closer inspection, its closer sides possess such overbearing temperatures that can fall apart in seconds. On the other hand, the distant sides come with a teeth-shattering temperature, enough to make you frozen within the twinkle of an eye. Even if Gliese 581c comes with polar temperatures ever found on any planet in the universe, the mere thought that it could freeze or melt you within seconds does not change the fact that there is a probability that a tiny strip of the planet could make you literally feel at home. Yeah, it's weird and more hazardous than most talked about planets in space, but we can't ignore it nonetheless. And this brings us to another planet that weighs 7 times as much as Earth, with true prospects for life. We are talking about GJ1214 that was discovered in December 2009. This is the second exoplanet concluded by astronomers to share a similar mass and radius with Earth. In other words, it is about 2.7 times Earth. However, what stands out on this planet is the massive body of water. Yeah, that's true. Studies reveal a large chunk of the planet is submerged in water, not to talk about the fact that it is shrouded in a dark and humid atmosphere. Despite the large body of water present on the planet, the heat waves can be compared with any other. Mind you, the planet's temperature is measured to be around 446 degrees Fahrenheit or 230 degrees Celsius. The planet's humid temperature and high pressure also create a jet of steam that completely covers the planet. Along this, it also produces unusual superficial liquid or boiling ice, which are so rare that you don't get to see them every day. This is so weird, because nothing as such exists on our Earth. But given the bizarre nature of GJ1214b, it kind of makes sense. No wonder living on this planet is practically unrealistic and life-threatening. Talking about another unrealistic planet, Let's take a closer look at a unique constellation menace that has caught the interest of scientists. Located about 650 light years away, this blazing world is dubbed Kepler 70b and comes in with a mass of 0.44 Earth and a radius of 0.75 times Earth's radius. If you're thinking of visiting, you might just put a pause on that because it is freakishly hot, possibly the hottest planet to ever grace our universe. Like our star, the planet star Kepler 70 was once a main sequence star like Earth's sun. While the Kepler 70b once existed as a massive gas planet almost the size of Jupiter, things took a strange turning 18.5 million years ago when the star transitioned through a red giant stage. Due to the large portion of time spent in its now expired star, a flaming iron core of the planet is what remains. Experts are of the opinion that the planet is still evaporating, which could translate to a much smaller size. And this raises the question of how hot it is. The fact that the Kepler 70b is 65 times closer to its star compared to Mercury to the Sun means the heat of this exoplanet could rise up to a staggering 6,650 degrees Celsius. You see, our sun's surface is just about 5,500 degrees Celsius, so we're wondering, could this be the most searched destination to hell? Now moving on to the next bizarre planet ever discovered by scientists. Sitting about 640 light years away from us is another strange yet blazing exoplanet referred to as Wasp 76b. All would have been considered well with this planet, except it has a never-ending dark side and its rather unusual molten iron rains. Yeah, you heard that right. Rather than rainfall, all that ever appears are flaming red melted iron falling from the clouds. Discovered in the year 2016, it's nearly as massive as Jupiter and tidally locked to a star, which means the planet faces its star constantly. What do we mean by this? The temperature on a day side could be as scorching as 2,350 degrees Celsius. And this heat wave alone can cause metals such as iron to evaporate into the atmosphere. In addition, the radiation received by the day side is 1,000 times more intense than the radiation our planet receives from the sun. Ooh, that's hot. But what's more interesting, this planet is not just a flaming ball of fire and heat alone. Its dark side is an entire ball game of wind and ice, almost 2 times more freezing than its heat wave. Because of its acute contrast in temperatures, extreme wind forms on this planet. As a result, iron vapor from the scorching part of the planet is conveyed by the wind to the freezing side. As this vapor loses heat, it rains molten iron. You better take cover from the flames. Okay, let's move to a more common planet other than fire and brimstone. If you're a lover of jewels and precious stones, then you might consider making a visit to HAT P7b. The planet is roughly 1,000 light years away from Earth in the constellation Cygnus. The atmosphere in this exoplanet houses crystalline aluminum oxide drizzle on its night side. And the fun fact is, this exoplanet has clouds consisting of mineral that forms rubies and sapphires. Since the planet is credited with precious stones, would that mean the abundance of precious gems at every nook and cranny of the planet? If that's the case, be sure to take the biggest knapsack with you. Okay, that's strange. But do you want to know what's more strange? The PSR J1719-1438b. What's so fascinating about this exoplanet is its massive size, 3,000 times bigger than its host neutron star. But what truly caught the attention of scientists is the fact that it wasn't always a planet. It used to exist as a star previously. To paint things more clearly, let's start from the onset when the exoplanet used to orbit a strangely dense and mini-neutron star about 20 kilometers across. That is to say, a teaspoon size of this star would weigh billions of tons on Earth. In addition to this, the star is also a millisecond pulsar that transmits a glimmer of million radiations while rotating every 5.4 milliseconds. This is about 10,000 rotations per minute. The star also has a twin planet about 40 times the size of Jupiter, the PSR J1719-1438b. Even so, this bizarre exoplanet is way larger than Jupiter. It's so odd that a planet can be so massive as Jupiter, yet tiny. You see, the reason is not far-fetched. The planet was originally a star whose crust was pulled off by a larger pulsar. As a result, all that remains is the carbon remnant of the star, which transformed later into a diamond world 5 times the size of the Earth. This planet comes with a diameter of roughly 60,000 kilometers. Due to the closeness of this planet to the pulsar, the whole system could be well proportioned within the diameter of the Sun. Now, let's travel to our solar system. Jupiter, the largest planet here, possesses 79 moons, so it only makes sense that exoplanets have exomoons too, right? But the reverse was the case for years, until recently. Discovering small cosmic bodies orbiting exoplanets is incredibly tough. Notwithstanding, scientists have finally triumphed in discovering one that could possibly change the world of astronomy. Although they didn't find an exomoon, what they saw was something even more staggering than that. The first ever detailed evidence of a moon forming disk and circling a massive faraway exoplanet, PDS-70c. Borrowing assistance from the ALMA Observatory in Chile, scientists discovered a disk in which satellites can at long last appear. Its material is enough to replicate 3 of them, each about the size of the Earth's moon. For the very first time in the realm of astronomy, mankind can now observe a little circular world created in space and not on a computer simulation. A true birth, if you'd ask me. And now, the final yet mind-blowing planet on our list today is PSR B1620-26b. What truly blew the minds of scientists about this planet is its longevity, which defies all standards. While the Earth is only 4.5 billion years old, this planet came to life around 13 billion years ago. What's more surprising, the universe is 14 billion years old, which means PSR B1620-26b came to life a billion years after the universe. Tell me about longevity. Along with its spectacular longevity, this old planet lives next to a pair of burnt-out stars that haven't been living for over 1 million years ago. Yet, it is quite surprising that this planet lives since then. Although very little information has been revealed about this strange planet, the fact it has lived for so long is not only fantastic, but raises the brow. Thanks for watching today's video. Tell us which of these planets truly blew your minds in the comment section below.